Welcome back, it's Sid from Hunter and Chavy Investments. So what happens when your car does this? When you turn up the car and you got the flashing battery light. Anybody? So you know, let me shut this off. So you know, you just replaced the battery. So it's not your battery. This is a 2007 Honda CRV. It's most likely your alternator. We can plug in a OBD reader, but I don't think it's going to show much. You need a voltage meter. I don't have any of that. So today we're going to work on this. This is my wife's car again, 2007 Honda CRV. We'll replace the alternator. I'll show you how to do that. Let's take a look. So, alternator is down there. That's it. It's with the one with the green tab. So that one right there, that's your alternator. To get to that, I'm going to do a couple things. I'll post a link below where I saw the guy, good guy, showed how to replace the alternator. So we'll do the same thing. Looks like we removed the brake reservoir, because I thought about taking out the air intake. But that's a lot of work, and you've seen the amount of videos. This requires a lot to take up the air intake, the throttle body to get to the alternator. I don't think it's the correct way. So we're going to go what he did. He removed the reservoir. Not removed. He just set aside the brake reservoir. Just got it into the alternator, and we replaced the serpentine belt too at the same time since we're at it. Okay. So these are the symptoms I had. The symptoms I had was. I got a brand new battery. This is brand new, maybe a month old during the winter. It's still winter here in the Northeast. So that's new. Your battery light's coming on. I did in my other video, I did replace the LED lights on these, but those don't take up a lot of electricity, so I don't think it's that. I mean, that would require a high output alternator, which we don't need here. That alternator. So we're gonna place that. Let's get to it. Okay, first things first, we're gonna remove the battery power cable. We're gonna disconnect the negative. That way when we're working on electrical stuff, we don't ruin anything. So we're take out the negative in case this is green. It's a 10 millimeter ratchet wrench that I have here. Let's set that aside. I usually take a rag and cover it up. A little pro tip. That way it's not making contact with anything that I don't want it to. Okay, so disconnect the power. Second pro tip is when you're working on the alternator, because we're not going to go from the top. We're not going to remove the air intake manifold as I explained. We're going to go from below. So what you do is you got to jack up the car. Turn the wheel to the right. That way, it gives you some. You're gonna remove the tire anyway, but it's gonna give you some room to move around. Since the disc will be in the way, all the drums and stuff will be in the way. So you turn it away from the tire well, so you can take off the mud flaps here. We're gonna take this all off. Take the clips off. Okay, so we're gonna jack it up. Take out the wheels. Let's get to it. $19 millimeter impact socket. Quick work. I bought this 0OB impact driver from Lowe's. Again, Lowe's, yep, get affiliate link. Because this is a lock push wheel, I don't want to break the lock, so use the handheld one. The worst case, you're gonna break this lock and it's gonna be in there forever. Don't want to do that. That'd be bad. And these locks are finicky, so sometimes it breaks apart. You guys just gotta slide it back in. I've hit it with a hammer. Voila! These aluminum wheels, so they're pretty light. They're not like the stain. I mean, the steel wheels I have in my truck. I have this clip remover, and I'll leave the link below for Amazon. This I got from Amazon, tool. We're gonna remove these clips over here. So one there, one above, and a couple more down here. So those clips right there. This one and that one. I don't think anything's back here, but I think we just need to get down here. This is metal, obviously. Works. Whatever works. Sorry about that. Back view. So once that screws out, we pull this back. I want much room as possible. Oh, at least you guys want to see everything. Got it. All right. Let's work up top now. So this is all off. We're gonna go up top and we're gonna take off the house here. Sorry about the wind noise. We gotta play some music in the background. Something. There we go. I just want to be careful of these little bolts because you never know. I don't want to drop down in the engine somewhere and try to find it. Alright, if you haven't already, subscribe to the channel. I'm all about helping you save money. The real estate, finances, this is a finance channel. Finance meaning helping you save money. Maybe generate some extra income for you or your family. I don't know, comment below what you think, how much a typical mechanic would charge to do the alternator replacement. I wouldn't know because I usually try to do stuff myself unless it's like a timing valve, water pump. Even water pump, I have done that myself on a BMW actually. You know, this thing is not hard. For the most part, these older cars are mechanical. They don't really... Oh, so the guy's name is Brian Nessa from How to Automotive. Check him out. Like his video on how to remove this 2007 Honda CRV. I kind of got his thing from there, and you know, shout out to him. And subscribe to his channel, and then subscribe to my channel. You know, all about helping each other out in this YouTube land of ours. So I'm gonna close this gap up on this clamp here. Just so it doesn't go anywhere. So it looks like the clip is way down there. I'm just gonna keep down there. The clip is that's it. That clip. Let's see down right there. Try to zoom in some more. Trying to get to that. So we're trying to release that clip and then pop it out. That's what I'm trying to do. Oh my goodness. So all it is this thing. So it locks in the hose. So that way it doesn't hit the alternator when it's spinning. That's all it is. Sorry about that. Now, my final piece, last avant-garde, would be to get these 12 millimeters out of here. So it'll be 12 millimeters to get the pulley out. That is a 14 millimeter. Let's we'll get the tension off. So go to counterclockwise to release the belt. We'll probably get a new belt too. We're at it. What that looks like. So I don't know. I need a GoPro or something. But the wrench is all the way down there. That's it. And have it up all the way to the pulley. All right. So here's another pro tip. It's not counterclockwise, it's clockwise. So don't get confused like I did. I struggled for a little bit. I don't understand why it wouldn't come off. So turn your belt tensioner clockwise that way. So then from the top, it's easier. You take off the power steering pump. It's either way, so just go that way. I am going to purchase a pulley tensioner tool because this is too much. This is a short 14 millimeter. I kind of struggle a little bit. I have to use a pry bar, kind of go that way, and have somebody go down there, release the belt off the pulley. And that's what that looks like. All right, let's get the rest of it off. All right, a little pro tip here. If you do not have one of these long extended 14 millimeter, about 30 inches long to get to the tensioner. So the hack is, pro tip is, you get a regular 14 open wrench, close-in wrench, put this down into the tensioner, and then so this goes down to the tensioner, and this is a half inch drive ratchet. Now you got more leverage. See it? So that just goes to the tensioner. This attaches to the ratchet. It should fit perfectly into your open end side of the 14 millimeter. Give you an extended arm to get to the belt tensioner. All right? Power steering pulley comes around the tensioner, dips down, so you can imagine it going like this way, and then this belt kind of pinches right here. Look at that. So I took the belt off from the bottom and then wiggle that out, and I'm going to come to the top, get off the power steering pump. And then when I put it back, I'm going to do the opposite. So I'm going to pinch it down like this, kind of drop it in between the tensioner and the pulley on that beautiful drawing I just did. I'm going to pull straight up. We'll take this to the automotive store near my house, and we'll match it up just to make sure it all fits. All right, bring it up, pull it up. This whole thing is coming. Come in. Okay, there's a better view. There's a 12 millimeter right there for that pulley. That's it. they don't fall off from the other 12 millimeters holding the part. That's good. Do it from below from the tie wall. It's actually easier this way. That's why I took it to mud strips. Really easy to get through. Here we go. Alright, let's get rid of this rope. Move the styrofoam. So okay, we're just going to lift it out of the way so we can get to the real problem, which is our actual alternator. Try to move this out of the way as much as we can. Come on guys, get out of the way. So I'm just pushing this out of the way. I pretty much release all the tension on these hoses. Push it out of the way. Push it out of the way. Voila, we're right where we need to be. Alternator. Just in case for security purposes, I'll use this rope again because it's currently tied up. And it's getting cold. All right, so the way I understand it, there's 3 bolts, 12 millimeters, 1 in the front and 2 in the bottom of the alternator. Remove the clip for the power for the alternator. Use my handy dandy long pliers. So 3 bolts hold this alternator in. That one right there, that's one. I usually loosen the top and keep it on there for a little while, and then we'll go to the bottom. And there's 2 bolts down here. Not that one. Let's see. All right, try and capture these bolts that's holding the alternator. Some light doesn't matter. Okay, there's 2. One there. See it? The light is casting the shadow a little bit. One there. And 2 in the front. You'll see when I take it off and the new one comes in. But AC pumps right there. It's actually right in there. Okay. Look at. So let's get these bottom bolts. Kind of tricky move here. Oh, we're in there. See if I can get this in for you guys. Yeah, I'll have to invest in a GoPro. So, way in there. So it's 12 millimeters. So you can come from the tire well and stick your hands in there. I'll show you that. So what I do is stuck my hand in there from the side, kind of held it up that way. So my hand's coming across from the tire well, and I inserted this into there. So for this one, a little more challenging. I put a 12 millimeter. It came from the side for that last bolt here. So it's just like that. Just kind of do it this way. It's minimal movements, but a little pro tip there for you guys. Okay. All right, here's the new one. by Duralast. I hate buying reman. I mean, if you don't have the money for it, I think reman is okay. But it's my wife's car, so she usually takes the kids, so I don't want it to be any question that these ever fail on me. So I always buy a brand new one. If you see my other video, I replaced the starter on the same car, Honda CRV, and I gave her a new starter rather than remanufactured one. I'm not against remanufactured stuff, but you know, when I have my wife and kids in the car, I'd rather have them, not worry about that. Brand new from Duralast. It's from my local automotive place near my house. So keep this going off. There's a Serpentine. Very quiet. Easy Duralast. Okay, and it's got the plug here, electrical connection here, the clips. And also, when I was there, I bought this tool too, because I was struggling in the beginning of the video with the tensioner, belt tensioner. So I got this tool. It's by OE Tools, the Serpentine belt tool, so that way I can put tension on the tensioner without struggling with a little small 5-inch ratchet wrench. Looks like this is a 3/8 drive, and you have a choice of a 3/8 drive or a 1/2-inch drive. Looks like the way it's set up is like this. So the pin came in like this. It has a little push pins here. It came like this. Basically, I just took it out. Push it out. This comes apart. Builds a nice fulcrum. So now it's extra long. Put the pin back where you can give yourself a fulcrum. Imagine you want a 1/2-inch drive, you would have to change this out. I'm too lazy to look at the instructions right now. And throw this back in here. You have a fulcrum that you can work with. The package comes with only 13, 16, 15, and 18, which is kind of funny because what we actually need for our project is a 14 millimeter, which should be able to attach the new one on there. So we'll attach ours on there. See that? Can't see it, can you? Right there, 14. It's pretty sturdy. We'll attach ours here. Voila! Now we can do our belt tensioner with no problems. All right, so I bought a new tool. Here's the new old belt, new belt. Here's the number for that one. I just matched up. I told him to look it up. He matches up with this one perfectly. All right, let's put it all back together. So let's put it back. I'm gonna do the opposite of what I did. So I took it out. So I'm gonna place it back in this way. I'll plug the wires in there and connect the cable clamp there. All right, so we just go backwards how we did it when we took it out. And drop it right into there. You can already see the old bolts from there's the top one, 2 bottom bolts down there. So 1, 2. Okay. All right, all put back together. Let's take a look. Let's power this thing on. Looks good. No more light. So no more battery light is gone. Let's take a look. All put back together. Look at the alternator down there. Get a shine, yeah. Good. Good. Hope you like the channel. If you haven't hit subscribe. All right, see you next time.